Imagine ruling Rome like a god and being butchered by your own guards. The emperor who thought he was untouchable died in the most humiliating way possible. This is the story of Caligula's final, bloody day. He lived like a monster, and his death was even darker. History remembers him as the emperor who declared himself a living deity, who supposedly made his horse a consul, and whose cruelty knew no bounds. He was the most powerful man in the world, surrounded by the elite Praetorian Guard, the very men sworn to protect him with their lives. But what happens when the protectors become the assassins? It was January 24th, 41 AD. Caligula was attending the Palatine Games, a festival he himself had instituted. One moment he was laughing at the performances. Minutes later his body was being shredded with blades. The tyrant who believed he could never fall was betrayed from inside his own palace. But what really pushed the assassins to strike that day? It wasn't a single act, but a storm of insults, paranoia, and fear that had been brewing for years. The conspiracy was led by Cassius Chaerea, an officer of the Praetorian Guard. Caligula had relentlessly mocked Chaerea for his high-pitched voice, a daily humiliation that fueled a burning desire for revenge. But it was more than just a personal insult. The Roman Senate, stripped of its power and dignity, sacredly supported the plot. They were tired of living in constant terror, never knowing if they would be the next victim of the emperor's deadly whims. Here's the shocking part. Caligula didn't see it coming at all. As he left the theater, taking a private passage to his palace, the trap was sprung. Chaerea approached him and asked for the day's password. After Caligula gave it, Chaerea struck the first blow, slashing the emperor's neck. Caligula stumbled, but another conspirator, Cornelius Sabinus, stabbed him in the chest. Suddenly, the passage erupted into chaos. The other guards, driven by a mix of loyalty and personal hatred, swarmed him. They showed no mercy. The man who called himself a god was stabbed over 30 times, his body left mutilated on the cold stone floor. This wasn't just a murder, it was a message to all of Rome. And just when you think it's over, the conspirators made sure the nightmare ended in blood. While the emperor lay dead, another group of guards rushed to the imperial residence. They found Caligula's wife, Melonia Caesonia, weeping over her husband's body. They killed her without hesitation. What happened to his wife and child makes the story even darker. Their young daughter, Julia Drusilla, just a toddler, was reportedly snatched from her mother's arms and her head was smashed against a wall. The assassins wanted to erase Caligula's entire bloodline, ensuring no heir could ever seek revenge or claim the throne. But was Rome safer without him? Or did the chaos only begin here? With the emperor dead, the palace was in turmoil. The German guard, fiercely loyal to Caligula, went on a rampage, hunting down anyone they suspected of being part of the conspiracy. For a moment, it seemed like the Senate might restore the Republic. But the Praetorian Guard had other plans. Hiding behind a curtain, they found a terrified, trembling man, Caligula's uncle, Claudius. In a twist of fate, they didn't kill him. Instead, they declared him the new emperor. Caligula's brutal death was not the end of tyranny. It was just the beginning of a new chapter. The fall of Caligula proves one thing: even emperors aren't immortal. Their power, no matter how absolute it seems, ultimately rests on the loyalty of those around them. And when that loyalty turns to hatred, not even a god emperor is safe. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more dives into the most dramatic moments in history. See you next time.